But let's talk about Spurs because it is the next game. And I, like all of you and like all of you at home, like we owe them so bad. Like it's an understatement. And listen, nothing is going to right the wrongs of that. Even beating them 5-0 on Saturday, on this coming Saturday, isn't going to right the wrong of losing in a European final. The only way to get your own back for that is...
Losing 4 times.
Exactly. Carabao Cup lost both times in the Prem, home and away, one under Ten Hag, one under Amorim. Then the infamous, like say, Bilbao. Then again, this season, we didn't win. We drew 2-2. Again, they're not great. And I'm just, this godforsaken team, we just can't beat Spurs. And we're better than them by miles this year, by miles. But I'm still worried about this game. Even with all my positivity and obviously we're going to win. Now we're into uncharted territory of we're at par from the last guy. We won 3 in a row with Ruben, where Frank could have cut it. And then we played Forest and Spurs, ironically, it's 2 draws. Right. But there's something weird about Spurs, and I don't know what it is. There's this curse. I don't know. We just can't get it done. And I feel like we say it over every game now. No, but the real test is this. You know, you beat Arsenal at home, we go away. You go, yeah, but the real test is Fulham at home. But now I feel like, yeah, but you got the real test is this. You've got to beat Spurs. But the real test is every game. But how are you feeling about this game, Crookie?
I think it's a great opportunity. So I was there on Sunday. First half, they absolutely stunk the place out. To be fair, second half was better, but how much of that was down to the fact that City retreated into their shells as they tended to do in the second half of games of late. They're imploding from within Tottenham. I don't know if you've seen the Instagram post.
From Romero.
From Christian Romero.
What's he talking about the recruitment?
He is busy, so he's been moaning on social media again because this is what he does, in his spare time.
What did he say?
He's saying that it's disgraceful that they only had 11 fit players last week and implying that the club should have been more active in January.
It was minutes after the window closed, he released that statement on Instagram.
Really?
And worse for Thomas Frank, because I think it does ask questions. Are you actually in charge of this dressing room? A lot of his teammates have liked the post, including Conor Gallagher.
Really?
Hang on a minute.
He's only been there 5 minutes.
I need a bit of help and support.
He's realised where his bread's buttered here. He's like, oh, do I side with Frank or no?
The players were
to
liking that post.
Yeah. And they had...
They're a disgrace.
They had a whole team out at the weekend. I listed 10 outfield players, and I think the 10 outfield players they had injured would have been a better team than the one they were able to put out against City.
Yeah, they are up against
But
so
United
this is a big chance. This is a
it.
big chance.
And I don't know how many of them, if any, will be back
Van
by
der
next
Ven
week.
might be
Maybe
back.
Van der Ven, which is a big plus for them.
But it's a great opportunity, like Crook says, to exploit the fact that the captain is an absolute joke to be doing this and to just be stirring up this kind of trouble, this media attention.
Did he come off at half time as well? Injured or sick, ill?
Yeah.
Then the statement.
Yeah. So, but do you know what I mean? Like, as captain, and again, I say it so many times, Bruno Fernandes gets so much stick about being our captain, all these things that he does. That is a disgrace from a captain, because all you're doing, I understand if you've got issues and you've got problems that you're not happy with, you keep it in-house.
You don't make it public.
You don't
But you know what,
that.
Ange? You know what? I'm not going to lie.
I'm happy it's happening.
No, what I was going to say is, let's be honest, guys. If Bruno spoke out against Ineos and said, like, oh, this is a disgrace, like, we would be lauding him. We would. But
And we would. I got a lot of stick from Tottenham fans because I'd already written a piece about the fact that I think they're better off without Romero. They certainly look better without Romero in the second half at the weekend. And then I retweeted it last night and said, look, this is why he's not fit to lead this team. And I've had a pile on from Tottenham fans. So they're all in favour of the fact he's called the owner.
Because it is that fan thing. When you're against your owners, right, which Spurs are, and obviously we are.
Yeah.
If there's a player who does do that, which is not the right way of not the right channel of communication, I get it. But if Bruno Fernandes spoke out against the Glazers in a tweet, we would love him.
But it's also it's not just doing that of like having an issue with the owners. It's the way that they're all behaving, the way that they're behaving. So listen, you might not think Thomas Frank is the right man to lead Spurs, but he's your coach at the moment. You have to respect him. The way of them, and they're not respecting him. So it's a lot of different things. It's not just going against the owners. It's just doing the stuff on social media, being disrespectful to your coach, which whether you like him or not, he's still your coach. And also, Thomas Frank, we don't know him, but he doesn't seem like a nasty kind of guy.
He's definitely not.
He's a great guy.
And I feel quite sorry for him, what he's going through. So, I mean, from a Manchester
United...
United...
the players not respecting him?
No, like they're not like shaking hands with him at full time and stuff
right,
like
the
that.
Spence thing and then
it's just
and the Van der Ven thing.
It's just rude. So as a Man United fan, keep stirring the pot, keep the media attention, keep everything in a shambolic state.
You see how you've just labelled all these things?
But we can exploit this.
This means everything.
This is the new Man United
You just
flex.
make the perfect cake. I hear you. And everything you both have just said is why Tottenham are so poor. A whole 11 out, essentially. A whole team out, right? And that team would, like you said, be better than the one that starts. They don't respect the manager. You got the captain calling out the owners, all of this. The fans teetering on the edge. One more big defeat and he'll probably be gone. And it's us now. And I'm so, and this is where
we
that's
can
because
exploit
you've been
them.
accustomed to failure.
You've got PTSD.
I do.
You're not in the delusional head of me and Alex Crook,
that's
so
right.
that's where you're wrong.
I've got the cigars ready. I've got the cigars
Yeah.
ready.
What are you saying? So you saying light? Are you saying light work, Spurs? This is obviously.
I think it's there to win.
They are
It
very
should be. There should be
conservative.
no
I think
reason why we
United can attack them. Like I say, exploit these weaknesses that
But
they've got.
we
and I think
keep
Michael
conceding.
Carrick.
We conceded 4 in the last 2.
True, but we've been scoring.
Silly goals.
But we have been scoring, and you know, one thing that we've not spoke about with the full game, that shouldn't be happening. I mean,
Those
it's
goals are so silly.
It
The
is.
second one's a
It is-
weldy, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
the second one's a worldie. Yeah.
But no, I think we've got enough. Think of the players, player versus player.
Yeah.
Listen,
we
it's
trump
not even a
them.
discussion.
We should have won the game at their
We've
place.
got the quality.
Exactly.
Should have won the game.
We've
We
got,
should have won it.
we've got the quality.
In terms of the team,
Oh, Crookie, you've been good at these.
you've been good at that. Do we? Seshko, does he get a start? Do you change anything, or do you still go and Boomo down the middle?
I think you go and Boomo down
I
the
think
middle.
he's going to
agree.
keep
And
it
his
the
record
same.
good against Tottenham.
Yes.
And
I
by the
agree.
way, they're susceptible to players
Can't drop
running in
him Boomo at
behind,
the
particularly if Van der Ven isn't fit.
Yeah, exactly. And if he is,
Yeah.
and if
Yeah.
he is, you need someone to
You need to
engage
test
him.
that
You
hamstring.
need to test. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So other than that, we said consistency is going to be Michael Carrick's best friend. Consistency, continuity, all these types of words. He needs to try and pick the same team every week. There's no reason we got 6, 7, 8 days to rest up and get ready for games. There's nothing more to change at all. I think it remains as is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Same team.
I agree. I think Crookie's onto something with his predictions. But yeah, if you don't need to rock the boat, then don't.
If they don't beat these lot, man, I'm sorry. I just can't get out of it because I am
Half 12
positive.
as well, isn't it? The world's going to be
Yeah,
watching it.
exactly. And it's like, just go and do what you're meant to do, boys. Like, put them to the sword. Because sometimes Tottenham do weird things. They do Spursy things. They get all these types of games where this is the run they were supposed to go on. City, us. I think they might have Liverpool. Where they're like
Newcastle.
Mate, that's it. Newcastle.
No, it's Arsenal and Newcastle.
That's it.
The other two.
This is the run where they're supposed to be dead and buried, and this will be the final nails for Thomas
And they
Frank.
got a point and probably
They
should have
got-
won the game.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Then it's like, what? All of a
Solanke's
sudden,
a danger. Solanke makes a
Yeah.
big difference.
Exactly.
So I think
he come off
defensively,
injured as
we're
well?
going to have to be switched on. Yeah, a little niggle though.
But he
I
was
think
alright.
he'll be fine.
So it's like, these are the games where you can leave Old Trafford scratching your head, going, how? How have we drawn against them? How have they beat us? And that, we have to make it not happen. I agree with you guys.
Yeah.
We've got all the ingredients. We've got the crowd. We've got home advantage. We've got players that are playing well. We've got confidence. We've won the last 3. Everything's perfect. I get it. But this thing
You're
called
nervous, and
football,
that's okay.
I'm nervous because
That's okay.
it's just these.
You're allowed to be nervous.
And
That's fine.
it happens all the time.
Yeah.
One player we didn't really actually speak about through this, I do want to do it before we finish, is Senne Lammens.
Yeah.
Because he's incredible. And the biggest sort of compliment that we're kind of giving to him is that we don't really have to talk about the goalkeeper, but he deserves his flowers, Cookie.
He does. And I heard you actually speaking to Sam at half-time on Sunday, and you've said what I've been saying. It's not the spectacular saves that he makes. He does make some good saves, but he's not pulling off worldie after worldie.
No.
It's the fact that when someone crosses the ball, he catches it.
Yeah, or punches clear.
Which seems really basic for your goalkeeper. But again, the previous bloke who used to keep goal for United didn't do that.
He also shall
That's
not be
more of a
named.
one we shouldn't say the name. That one is. But he had, I'll be honest, Ange. When it was that face-off, or the 50-50 of Martinez versus Lammens, for me, Onana was so bad. I was like, go
Anyone
and
will
get me
do.
Premier.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was saying, don't get me this kid I've never heard of from
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
to. I'm like, go and get me Premier League
Okay.
experience, World Cup winner. I know he's got a nasty streak, got an odd mistake in him, but the shirt's not going to be too heavy for him. You can just put him in net, and we don't have to worry about settling or anything. Just go and get Martinez. What are we doing? And now I
get
feel
it.
quite, silly.
Oh.
I'm saying sorry to Senne Lammens for doubting
So
him.
apologies all round. for
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I know.
Apart from
listen, I didn't call
the
him
manager.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't call him rubbish or anything. I'd never seen him
No,
play,
no,
never
no.
heard of him. It was more like, why are we getting this kid that we've never heard of that we're going to have to wait to get good? But really, the scouts deserve all the praise there and the decision makers, because he's been brilliant. And he's more than he's obviously ready. Yeah,
and there were those stats flying around of he had the best numbers across Europe and things like that. I could understand the Emi Martinez situation. I think I was also I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure I was.
His best days are behind him, though.
They are, and Lammens' best days are ahead. But it's just here and now, just get a goalkeeper in who'll just be fine. But actually, that is Lammens.
Yeah, no, he's done well, and he seems so confident. And you go back to that Arsenal game and the shots of the players lining up, waiting for the corners, and he did a really good job. And I think if you're going up against, arguably on their day, the best defence in Europe at the moment in Arsenal, and the way that he was still so confident and had a really good command of his box, you've got to give him his props. I'd like us to be conceding a little bit less, but that's not only down to him. So
now it's time for our bet builder with BetMGM. You can download the app or head over to betmgm.co.uk. Now, Ange, you've got a bet builder for us. Tell us all about it. What have you got?
Yes, so first up, I have gone with over 6.5 total shots on target by Man United. Last two home games, Man United had 6 against Fulham, 7 against City, so over 6.5 to me feels realistic. You think about Spurs' poor form. Over 3.5 total goals. Both sides have been scoring goals. United have scored at least 3 goals in the last 2 games. Spurs have conceded 3 or more goals away from home to Arsenal, PSG, Forest, Bournemouth in the last 3 months. Also, Spurs have conceded 9 in their last 4 league games. And finally, Man United to win and both teams to score. Man United are the in-form team in the league. 3 wins in a row, 11 points in the last 5. United haven't kept that many clean sheets this season, and Spurs have scored in each of their last 8 games in all competitions. So that's my thinking behind all of that. Over 6.5 total shots on target by Man United, over 3.5 total goals, and Man United, of course, to win and both teams to score.
Thanks, Ange. I do like that. On the front foot. So that takes us into predictions for the game. Crookie. Man United win, right?
3-1.
Oh, strong, solid. What are you going with?
I was going to go with that because I think I went for 3-1 with the Fulham game as well.
I went 2-1.
So yeah, I'm going to be a copycat. I'm going to say 3-1 as well.
I'm going to be a little bit... rein it in a little bit.
I know you're nervous. I know.
Because it's just them. It's just them. Even though they're Spursy and it's just them.
Okay.
2-1 Man United.
Lads.
But wins.
It's Tottenham.
I know, but we haven't been able to say that in ages. And I need to be leaving there.
But we're all saying 3 points.
We're all saying 3 points. There you go.
Another feel-good show next Tuesday.
Look, I like this version of Quickie. Do you? Do you like this version of Quickie?
It is good.
We all do. Right, that is it. It's gone by. It's gone by so quickly here on Inside Devils. We'll see you next week for another episode with another 3 points in the bag, when we will be one game away for Frank to cut his hair. We'll see you next time. This show is sponsored by BetMGM. You can download the app or visit betmgm.co.uk. 18+, gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.